Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading for the week of Monday, February 22nd through Sunday, February 28th. This is a general reading. I do ask when I prepare that everyone receives at least one message. If, however, you would like a detailed, specific reading just for you, where you can ask all the questions you have and get all the answers directly from your angels, you can schedule a personal reading on my webpage. I will put the link below and embed it in the video for you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I have prayed on and shuffled all the cards. If you can hear my dog playing with her squeaky toy, apologies. She's 4 months, quite full of energy. But I've prayed over all the cards, shuffled them thoroughly. We're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards today from the Archangel Power Tarot deck. And I want to have an outcome. You guys get a bonus. Okay, next deck, we're going to go ahead and pull 2 from the Energy Oracle card deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. And another outcome. Okay. And the last one, we're going to pull a card from Magical Mermaids and Dolphin deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's go ahead and see how we're lined up in here. Not too bad. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get started. First card we have is 3 of Raphael. And if you can read the bottom of it, it says, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So what I'm getting for some of you is that right now is the time for you to be celebrating, because I do get a lot of you have done your work. You've changed jobs, you've gotten a new love partner, you've made some big changes in your life, a number of areas. So it's definitely a time to celebrate that, celebrate your success, because your dreams have come true. Now for some of you, I'm getting that you're going to have things to celebrate in the near future, but what they're saying for you to do now in order to, have those things, now is a time for you to relax. I get for a number of you, you've been working really hard, almost like completely throwing yourself into work and not doing anything but working. And what they're saying is it's time for you to relax and just enjoy yourself. It's time to take a vacation. It's time to take a long weekend, go hiking, go out and enjoy the outdoors. They're saying step away from work. It's time to take a little break from work to just enjoy yourself. And then when you're doing that, acknowledge the people and embrace those that, love you and support you. Take the time to go and enjoy a vacation with them. Because I get for some of you that have been throwing yourself into work, your partner, for those of you that are in a relationship, your partner's felt unappreciated, unloved, unsupported, because you've been giving it your all to your job. So what they're encouraging you to do is this week plan a little vacation where you're going to take that special someone that you love and just get away. Even if it's a long weekend to get away and just refresh and put the spark back into the relationship, just go and enjoy and have fun. And for those of you that are single, that have been throwing yourselves into work, same message. It's time for you to go and have some fun. So plan a trip or just have a little, home staycation. Just take some time to enjoy and relax and step away from work. Because sometimes if we're throwing ourselves too much into work, we can actually block blessings and we can block other things from happening in our life. And when we go and recharge our batteries and enjoy some relaxation, we can revigorate those dreams and those things that we'd like. So I do get it's time for you to step away from work, step away from the stress, bring some fun back into your life. And for a small number of you, I'm getting that this is going to be the week, how down here it's talking about, happy announcements. I'm getting for some of you, this is going to be the week that you're either going to conceive or you're going to start to plan, a planned pregnancy. So, and I do get, again, that's a small number. So again, something else to celebrate. Okay, so let's see what the other card is that we have here. 5 of Michael, and if you can read the bottom of it, The situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So I get a lot of you, they're congratulating you that have all done your work. Congratulations on that. I do get, though, that there's still a number of you that, you know, for a couple months, there's been this situation, this thing, this person that you've been getting a lot of intuitive guidance on that you know you need to release and let go of, but you haven't. And what they're encouraging you to do is to release that person, that situation, because it does not serve you. And I'm getting that it's actually blocking those dreams, those hopes, those desires, those things that you want. It's actually blocking those things from coming to fruition because you won't let this thing go. I get for some of you, it's a love partner. I get for some of you, it's addictions. And I get for another smaller number of you, it's job related. It's like you're sticking in a job that's safe. But they want you to know it is time to completely let that go. And, you know, stop and reconsider, you know, if this situation, this person, if it's really worth your time and your energy. Because I'm getting like it's like a volley back and forth. I get you finally muster the strength and okay, you're gonna finally completely break the ties and with that person and be done with them. But then it's like, okay, they say something positive and kind of woo you and get you back in, and you know what the angels are wanting to know is that may very well be just a win for the day, but you know there's this strong likelihood that that's not going to be something that you're going to be celebrating a week from now, because it's not good for you. So I'm getting some of you to not be deceived, because I guess some of you are feeling deceived, like you don't want to leave this person, and they give you this little glimmer of hope, and because you're trying to hang on so badly, when you get that little glimmer of hope, you're like, boom, back into them. Which is why why they're giving me the back and forth, because it's like they're so proud of you that you're finally done and you leave the situation and then you're back to it. But they want you to know to finally just let it go. Let that person go. And for some of you, I do get that it's addictions. Like you'll be just on the cusp where you're done with alcohol or you're done with drugs, or even for some it could be food addictions where you're finally done and then you just get to the point that you really could be finished, and then you're right back to it. So what they want you to know is this is the week to completely let that person go, let that addiction go, let that job go. Now, I'm not saying quit your job this week, but start looking for a new one. Or some of you have already actually been offered a new job. You've just been hesitating to take it. But they want you to know that this is the week to let those things go, because I get that you have a lot of negative energy that's coming from that person, that's coming from that situation. It's not matching you, and it's blocking you. It's blocking you from those dreams that you desire. And you can ask Archangel Michael for his help, because what he'll do is he'll come in and he'll vacuum away the negativity, and he'll help completely remove that person, remove that addiction, remove that job. He will completely cut that attachment, so that you're free and you're not being drained anymore, emotionally, physically, so that you can move forward. So make some optimistic plans, ask Archangel Michael to help, and let the negative thinking, let that negative ping pong back and forth, ricochet. I just get that it's been very emotionally draining, hence the negative energy. And I get when you do release it, and if you can muster up the courage to do it this week and ask Archangel Michael for help, you're going to have this huge sense of relief. You're going to be ready to celebrate. It's going to be a joyous time, because it's going to be as though a dark cloak has been lifted up off of you. So, great week to do that. I hope you're able, for those of you that this is a message for, able to do that. Next card. This is a Major Arcana card, 12, Perspective, Archangel Chamuel. And if you read the bottom of it, it says, there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. And what I'm getting they're trying to say to you with this card is that there's a better way period for you to go about this. There's a better person for you. There's a better job for you. Your health would be better without that addiction. And even some of you, I get that there could be tensions with like a family member, and you're just not really sure how to ease that tension and get out of that difficult situation. But what they're wanting you to realize is just to like look at it. Sit back, kind of detach yourself, and just look at it without the emotion. And you're probably going to notice that your approach, your past approach, the approach that you've had regarding this person, this situation, it's not working for you. And it has not been working for you for a very long time. So Archangel Chamuel asks that you pause, look at it from a different perspective, take that time to reflect. And your reflection is not going to take very long, but it's very, very important for you, because until you look at it objectively and see how you can release it, remove it, heal it, and move forward, you're going to stay stuck in that unhappy position, in that, uncomfortable, emotionally charged situation with a loved one, with a significant other. And even I get for some of you that even work situation, because it's emotionally charged, you're not happy, you're miserable, you're doing it to collect a paycheck, and you're doing it because it's safe. But if you take the time this week to do some inner reflection and take a look at your priorities and see where it is in your approach and the things that you've been doing that haven't been working, and also notice all those intuitive signs you've been getting that are showing you that this is not what's good for you, because what you'll likely find is they've been giving you other signs to show you what is good for you. Because I'm getting for some of you that it's the job. You've been having new ideas come your way, maybe new ideas to start a new business, new ideas to venture into a completely different career field. Even for some of you, you've gotten new job offers. And for those of you in a romantic partnership where you have just been seeing over and over and over that person is not good for you, I get that they've been giving you signs to let the person go, but I get for some of you, they've even been presenting you someone new that's perfect for you. But in both situations, the romantic and the work, it's like you're staying stuck on purpose out of fear. Fear in the work situation because of safety, financial abundance, because you want to have the finances and it's safe and comfortable for you. For the romantic partner, safe because it's just the person you're used to. Even though they treat you bad, you're used to it, so you'll stay in the misery. Same with the job. You get that good paycheck, so you're staying comfortable, but they want you to know that you can have faith. It's okay. Look at it from a different perspective. This is the week to do that, so that you can move forward to something better, because they've got something way better for you. And I get that if you change your perspective, it'll be like that aha moment for you when you're going to be like, oh my gosh. Because you're going to realize all those signs, because they're telling me they've been giving you tons and tons of signs. For all of you that this is a message for, that you've been bombarded with signs. And that if you take the time this week to just really sit back and do some reflection, you're going to see that they have clearly laid it out for you, what your actions are, what your next step would be, what the thing is. Because I get for some of you, they've actually got something else already lined up for you, and they'll show you what that is as well. And you will have your big aha and be able to move forward after some reflection this week. And after you're doing your reflection, the next card we have is strategy. So when you look here, you're going to see the pen, journal, the compass, kind of, signifying finding your direction. And what they're wanting you to know with that message, and it bounces off perfectly with perspective, is that, it's time this week for you to make a plan. It's time for you to actually sit down and, no joke, put together a plan of what it is that you desire. Because it really starts foundationally. It's building blocks. So, do your reflection and think, once you see all those signs and stuff, okay, think about, what is it you really want? What do you really want in a job? What do you really want in a partner? And write that down. And because this is an optimal time to review that, and then put down, what your next short-term goals and long-term goals are. So, if you put down that, You want a new job, and you look and you see it's completely different than the job you've been doing, and you also realize it aligns with all these signs they've been giving you for a long time. Then put together a plan of short-term goals of what it's going to take for you to move out of that job and into the new job that you desire. Put short-term goals, long-term goals, put that plan together. Same thing with a romantic partner. Put down what it is that you desire in a partner. If you want somebody that loves you unconditionally and you've got somebody that's been treating you poorly for years, and that's lining up with your signs you've been getting for so long, let that person go, so that they can usher in that better partner that you desire. And then take the action. And it's the same thing with that. Put together, your steps, your short-term goals, long-term goals, what it is that you're going to do. And in doing that, with putting, the short-term, long-term goals together, consider any changes that you need to make. Like maybe there's some changes that you need to make in your life to prepare yourself for that new job. Maybe you need to take some classes. Maybe you need to find a mentor. If it's a romantic partner, maybe there's some things that you need to do. Maybe you need to shift your work life. Like maybe you work too much and you don't have time in your life for someone. We need to shift that and fix that. And I get that that's part of your putting together your strategy. You do need to also consider not just, here's what I want, here's my goals of how I'm going to get there. You also need to consider, okay, what do I need to change in me to prepare myself to be open to receiving that gift, that blessing, that job, that person, and get yourself ready on that end. And then be prepared, after you've done all the thought, be prepared to actually take action and move forward. And they're going to be there to help you every step of the way. Okay, next card we have, so it turns, there's no reflection, is yin and yang. So yin is feminine energy. It's passive, it's intuitive. Yang energy, it's the masculine energy. It's, active and logical. I'm getting that, it's funny because this came up in one or two signs for your March readings. So it's some pretty powerful energy that's popping up this week. I guess they're going to give you a jump start on your March work. But I get a number of you, your life is off balance. I get for a number of you, it's like too much work. You're working too much. You're not having fun. You're working too much to dodge having to deal with, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to make this job change or not? Okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to end this relationship or not? But instead of actually dealing with it, I get that you just throw yourself into work so that you emotionally close yourself off. You take yourself in that yang energy way too much, and that's blocking your dreams from coming true. And I do get it is an emotional thing. I get that for many of you, for most of you, this card is to find balance. Working too hard, you need to start to enjoy life a little bit and get more balance in that. And then others of you, I get that there's that balance that you don't have because you're purposefully throwing yourself into work because you don't want to deal with the emotions. You don't want to deal with having to think about changing a job. You don't want to think about having to end a relationship. You don't want to think about having to look for a new partner because of fear that you're going to get hurt again. And again, for some of you, there's a conflict with a family member, be it a parent, a sibling, and you don't want to deal with that. So you're also throwing yourself into work and other those things so that you can dodge having that emotional conversation. So I get that they're trying to say that this main message is because so many of you are right now in yang, where you're just logical, you're just working, that it's time to open up to that emotional side, that intuitive side, that perspective side. Do your work this week, get that balance, have some fun, and that's going to unblock you because I get that this is a big block. And they do keep saying that it's because a lot of you are just throwing yourself into work. It's because they're saying that you've not wanted to acknowledge that person, that situation is not serving you. You don't want to really have to deal with it. You don't want to have to actually look at it. And you also don't want to take the time to go inside and look at, okay, what is it that's going on with me? So instead of dealing with it, you just stuff it down and you're just throwing yourself into work. But they're just saying you're stalling and you could possibly be permanently jeopardizing having your dreams come true by doing that. So they're encouraging you this week to take that balance. And I get for some of you with the addictions is another way that they're saying that you're off balance, because I get for some of you, you don't want to deal with think about that person. You don't want to think about dealing with a new person. You don't want to think about the job change. You don't want to think about that argument with your parent. So what you do is you just go and you work all the time. You throw yourself into work, and then you come home and you get yourself drunk every single night, because then that also keeps you from having to deal with the emotions. And that also keeps you from having to go inside and do your inner work, your inner healing. It's time to stop doing that. This is the week to stop avoiding. They want you to find balance, because you're not going to be happy until you have balance. We're not all masculine energy. We're not all feminine energy. We have reached perfect energy when we have a balance of both. So you have to have that emotion, intuitive side, that going inside, that inner perspective, as well as the working side, the logical, the overthinking. I get a lot of you keep, when you do start to think about it, you overthink and overanalyze it too much, and then it brings up fear in you. So then you just shut back down and you throw yourself back into work and start drinking or doing some other form of drug addiction, food, to stop having to deal with it. Deal with healing yourself, deal with thinking about what it is that you need to do and taking those steps. And that's the block. That's what's got to be fixed. And so they're saying that this is the week. For those of you that have been throwing yourself into work so much, take the time off work. Do some inner perspective, reviewing things, analyzing things, accept and acknowledge what is not serving you, let it go, and then be prepared to move forward. And again, for some of you, this last card here, it's dream big. It says, let go of small thoughts about yourself. See yourself succeeding. Because I get a lot of you really doubt yourself. And I get part of that also is kind of playing in here to letting things go or looking at things to decide, what's your next step. Because I get for some of you that it's almost as though you think you're, insignificant. You think you're incapable. You're unworthy. Because in the past you may have for, maybe a failed relationship, or maybe you really failed at a job. That maybe that job that you're wanting to switch into is something you did many years ago and you tried it and just failed miserably at because you weren't ready. Now you're ready. Same thing with love. Maybe you got burned and someone told you you're a horrible wife, horrible husband, or whatever, and you got burnt and were divorced, and so you're afraid to take that next step because you don't want that to happen again, and you felt incapable and because of that person, of what they said to you. But that's just because that's where you were at that time. And they said that wasn't the right person for you either. They're saying for those of you in that situation, you could have been the perfect spouse, and that person still would have tore you down. He still would have told you you're a horrible spouse, you don't give them what they need. Even if you would have been doing everything perfect, they still would have done that. So to not let that continue to bring you down, because they want you to know that it's time to release all those thoughts, those feelings of being unworthy, unlovable, of feeling incapable. This is the week to release all of that, because it's all fear-based. I'm getting that's all fear-based. And when you truly see how amazing you are, and you believe that you are qualified, you are worthy, you are capable, you are lovable, any endeavor, any relationship, any job that you want, you can have. Nothing is stopping you and holding you back except for you. So it's time to step in and remember how amazing you are, and let those fears go so that you can move forward. And something that you could do, when you're doing you're analyzing and reflecting on everything, another thing that you could do is write down a list of your fears, because what you'll find is, typically the reason you're not moving forward with something, or you're addicted to something, so addicted to drugs because you're avoiding, or alcohol because you're avoiding dealing with your emotions, throwing yourself into work because you're avoiding dealing with your emotions and healing things, But then when you look at all that, it's a fear of getting hurt again. It's a fear of, in your eyes, not succeeding in a job again. But when you boil all those things down, more times than not, it's based on some fear that you have. So I'm getting that this would be a really good week when you take that time for you and do some reflection to write down your fears and just be honest with yourself. Lock yourself up in a room by yourself if you don't live alone. And if you do live alone, get out of work on time, get home, and just write down your fears. And just list them all. List all your fears, everything that worries you, everything you're concerned about, everything you think might go wrong, and all those negative thoughts, those fearful thoughts that you've got inside that are keeping you from that job you want, that are keeping you from that love, that relationship that you desire, that are keeping you from having a peaceful relationship with your family member. Write all that down. Write all those fears down, and then take those, and you can even do like something significant, like a little ceremonial thing where you take that list and then drown those fears by putting that piece of paper into a bucket of water or a bowl of water to signify that you've drowned those. And then take a shower, or go take a swim to then cleanse yourself. And it'll be kind of like a ceremonial releasing it, letting those fears go so you can move forward. And if you want to take it up a notch, there are other things that you could, always prayer works. Ask Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael for help. And they can help you instantly let those fears go, release them. And you can do the same thing. Write down your list and then pray. Ask that God and Archangel Michael and Raphael help you release that and be done with it. And then you will. And then move forward with faith and confidence in yourself. And trusting what you're intuitively getting. Okay, so they wanted to have 2 outcome cards pulled. The first one is peace. Archangel Azrael's on the top, and when you read the bottom of it, it says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. And this is, again, an outcome. So what they're saying is this week, if you're able to successfully take some you time, plan a vacation, do that inner work, that reflection, and all these things that they've been encouraging you to do this week. If you do that this week, what you're going to find is that you're going to have a new dawn. You're going to have a new beginning. You're really going to be able to truly let that past, let all that stuff go so that you can move forward. And I'm actually going to read their guidebook. The Peace card brings a time of great transformation for you. It is a period of leaving behind the situations or experiences that no longer serve you. You've outgrown this phase of your life and are ready to move forward. The time has come for new adventures that will enrich your purpose and allow you to evolve like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. And we'll continue reading, why not? So often when this card is drawn, the time of change was expected. Because again, you guys are getting a lot of intuitive nudges. It may come with a sense of great relief or perhaps a feeling of sadness. Archangel Azrael opens his arms to you with love and compassion and will help you during this period of transformation. Take time to experience any emotions you have with grace and self-love. One thing that I always tell clients, because I do energy medicine healing work, I always tell them that you have to feel it to heal it. So if you're stuffing down your emotions by throwing yourself into work or drugs, food, addiction, alcohol, substances, you're not feeling what it is that you need to release and heal so you can move forward. So they're saying if you can do all this work this week, you'll do that. You will get to a place of peace. You will usher in those blessings. It will be a new beginning. They said it's a new dawn for you. So if you do this, it's a completely new beginning. It's a blissful beginning. You're at the cusp of it. You just need to do this little bit of work this week. And I get that it's going to be easy. I don't get that it's going to be very challenging for you. It's just you have to do it, is what they're saying. And they're saying, because it can be painful. They're saying it can be painful. But what awaits you on the other side is completely worth it. So let yourself open up to that pain and feel it. To really, truly accept those things that although you've wanted them, they're not right for you, they're not meant for you. To look at it from a new perspective, to know how amazing you are. And to feel that, let that all go this week so you can have your new beginning and blessings. The second outcome, because this outcome card was to talk about a new dawn, a new beginning. And this has the same message for you. They wanted a second outcome from the other deck. And if you can read it, it says door to personal healing and happiness. For you, they're letting you know that doing this work this week, which again, I don't get is going to be that difficult. Call on God and the angels for help. And if you don't believe in God, call whatever higher power it is that you believe in and work with. But call for help this week. And if you do these things this week, truly your dreams are going to come true and they are going to happen. Because I do get that that's what's holding you back. And I guess some of you have been stuck for a while and you're like, why is this not happening? Why things aren't moving forward? Why am I not getting what I want? And you've been wondering, that's why you've been stuck. And you've been wondering why, and that's why. But what they want you to know is there are new beginnings on the horizon. Your happiness, your bliss, those dreams, those things you've been praying about and wanting and desiring for so long, they are there. You are ready to get them and receive them. But you just need to do this little bit of work this week to do that. And again, for some of you, it's going to be some inner healing. It's going to be deep reflection. It's going to be letting some things go. But they want you to know that it's so worth it because your bliss awaits. Your dreams await. If you look, you can see the rainbow there. Your pot of gold is right on the other side. Just right on the other side. And they want me to actually pick up one of these decks. They said to pick up the Archangel Power Tarot deck and flip it up to see what card's on the bottom. And it's the Star. A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. And this is again actually you guys have 3 major arcana cards. So when you work with tarot cards, you have your minor arcana, you have your major arcana. So your minor is like your daily, day-to-day things. Daily routine things. But when it comes to the major arcana, that's major life transformation things. And you have 3 of them. So I get that this week, if you do that work, your life is going to completely transform. Completely, for the better. And I get that it's all possible and it's all within your reach. So the Star, and actually I'm going to pull out that and read that too. The Star. Now is the time to have great faith and hope. The star shines in the heavens as an inspiration and an affirmation sign to you that your plans can be viewed with enthusiasm and confidence. If you've been experiencing challenges, you can rest assured that your difficulties will quickly fade into the past. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a star you can make a wish upon. The most important element for your success is believing in yourself. Archangel Jophiel can help you see how beautiful this moment in your life is. Feel inspired to make long-term plans and know that you will be successful. So, this is going to be a great week. I'm very excited. I can't wait to hear how it goes for you. I look forward to some feedback. Because it's going to be a great week. A lot's going to be done, and your life is going to completely transform. So, I wish you an amazing week. I look forward to any comments that you have. I do love reading any comments below. You can send me personal messages. I love to hear from you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you have not gone online to my Facebook page, I'll put the link below, because tomorrow will be the last day that you can register to win a free reading, personal reading with me. So if you have not done that yet, you'll want to go out to my Facebook page by sometime tomorrow night, Sunday, the 21st. So you want to go out and get registered so you can get yourself a personal private reading for free, and have an amazing week filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.